Hi guys, Happy New Year! It's Hazel here, the Right Copy Girl. I've been meaning to start doing video blogs, or vlogs, if you will, since I revamped the site and rebranded and did everything. And when the new site launched in August last year, the intention, I had very good intentions. The intention was to have a vlog coming out each week and to really kind of get going on my my own YouTube channel, and that was a really big goal I had and something that I really desperately wanted to do, and it never happened. But here we are, new year, new start, and for this first little video I wanted to talk to you about the reason that I got so stuck and didn't get around to doing this until now, because I've noticed it's a problem that loads of people have, and really it comes down to a matter of being a complete perfectionist. So today we're going to be talking about perfectionism and why you really need to get out of your own way, like seriously. So yes, I came to this little revelation about mid-December, I think it was, and it came out of two conversations that I had with clients, and they were both on my Divine Blogging plan, which is my premium plan. And on that plan, I spend quite a lot of time kind of touching base with them regularly. And I one thing that I do is an annual review where we sit down, or we get on the phone and we talk through all their business goals for the next year, and how they want their content marketing to support those goals, and we kind of plan out, you know, what needs to happen and what topics we need to cover, and yeah, there's loads of stuff that goes into it, and they don't always happen at New Year, obviously, because it's every 12 months from when they start. But because quite a lot of people like starting new things in the new year, I do have quite a few clients whose reviews come up you know, sort of end of December, beginning of January time. So there's these two different conversations I had with two different clients, and they went exactly the same way. And well, I can't tell you who they are for obvious reasons, because I write for them. But well, let's say we'll call them Jack and Jill. So yes, so Jack is a great guy, absolutely wonderful guy. He's a coach, and I've been writing his blog for nearly 3 years now. Yeah, well, no, it will be 3 years because he's just had his review, hasn't he? Dumb me. Yeah, so exactly 3 years, and he's gone great guns, making massive progress. And this time last year, we had our last review, and we went through his goals. And one of the goals that he had was a really big goal, and I remember talking about it. He was so excited, so passionate, so like driven to do this. He was really raring to go, and it was he wanted to start his own membership site on it, well, membership club I should say, on his site. So so that was one of his goals 12 months ago, and you know, we discussed it, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll need more content from you, I'll need this, I'll need that, and I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then nothing, like tumbleweed. And I didn't mention it because, you know, I know him, and when he needs me he'll tell me. Until then I just left him to it. So so we get round to his review this year, and we literally have word for word the same conversation that we had last year. Yeah, I'm really excited, I'm starting a business club. And I was like, okay, but didn't we have this conversation a year ago? He was like, yeah, I haven't got started yet, it'll be totally different this year, totally different. And I was like, okay, just curiously, why didn't, you know, what happened this year that never got it started? And he just sort of went quiet and looked at me, and he was like, I don't know. And he honestly didn't know. And then about a week later, I was having a very similar conversation with another client who was hell-bent on writing a book this year. I should say last year. So that was her big goal that we discussed a year ago, was that she wanted to write a book. And I said to her during a review, you know, how far have you got with it, you know, how much have you written? And she was like, oh, I haven't written anything yet. And I was like, oh, okay, what's, you know, what's getting in the way? You've not got enough time, Are you not clear on what you want to write about? Are you just like, no, it's nothing that, nothing that. I just, every time I try and write something, I don't like it. And there was this kind of this loaded pause on my end of the conversation, and I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you write anything, ever. That's what happens. I spent quite a bit of time with them trying to figure out how they could avoid having another year of what is essentially procrastination on these two big goals they have, and actually get them moving and get something going. And I realised that it was the same thing that was holding both of them back, was that they wanted these things to be perfect. They, you know, they had in their head this image of exactly what they wanted. Jack has this perfect plan of how his business club will be and who'll be in it and what kind of content will be in it, and you know, it'll have this function and that function, and it'll have all these fancy gizwizzes, and they're like, well, I can't launch it yet because I haven't got this, I can't do it yet because I haven't got that, I can't do it yet because I haven't got this. And I was just like, right, okay, but why can't you start without all of that and just kind of slowly build it up? And he sort of looked at me like I'd gone stark raving mad, and he went, I hadn't thought of that. And I was astonished, because it's the sort of thing that I'd say if positions were reversed. And a very similar thing happened with Jill when we were discussing her book. I said, why don't you just keep writing, even if you hate it? You know, what's making you actually stop writing? And she was just like, oh no, well there's no point, I can't write. I was like, everybody can write. Do you mean you feel that it's bad? Do you feel that you're not writing about the right thing? And I was really trying to pin it down. She was like, oh no. I just didn't like the sentence that I wrote. I didn't like the paragraph. I didn't like the chapter. I didn't like the tone. And she kept listing all these things that she hadn't liked about various bits and pieces that she tried to start writing. And I was just there like, well, this is what first drafts are for. You write a draft that's a piece of shit. And I'm not kidding you there. First drafts are always shit. You write a piece of shit draft, you get it all out of your head, you get it down on paper, you look at it, you go, that's absolute crap. I've never shown that to anyone ever, as long as I live. I've just wasted 12 months of my life on this, I'm gonna go and kill myself now. That's how it works, that's what you have to do. It's like a natural process when it comes to writing books. You just have to get through it. And once you get to the end of that first draft, you have something to work with, and you can read through it and you can go, I like this, but I don't like that. This needs this. That needs something else. Get rid of this completely. That's how it works. You can't expect your first draft to be perfect. You just can't. If there is a writer in existence who can write a perfect first draft, I've never heard of them. So this was the problem, holding both of them back from these huge goals and these really, really exciting dreams that they had. It was literally a case of the fact that they wanted them to be perfect, and they expected them to be perfect, like, right away. They expected them to be perfect before they even started. And it occurred to me, as I was then going through my own goals and thinking, right, what was it that I was saying last year that I wanted? Have I done this? Have I done that? And the really, really big one that kind of hit me on the head was vlogging. I was like, damn it, I wanted to start a vlog and I haven't. Why haven't I? And it was exactly the same thing. Every time I came to start, every time I thought, right, I'm just going to do it, I'd be like, oh no, I haven't got the right tripod. I don't have enough lights. Yeah, no. My hair needs to grow longer. I need to lose about 10 stone. All these things that I was absolutely convinced I had to have, or had to be, or had to know before I could do this. And in the end, all it is sitting down and talking to a camera. If I waited for all of these things to happen, I would never ever do it. My initial goal was to start doing this in August, and it's now January. And the only reason this didn't happen in August was perfectionism, was my stupid head telling me that I couldn't record vlogs until I was thin and pretty and had the right camera and had the right equipment and had, I don't know, redecorated the house and maybe, I don't know, run a marathon or something. I'm not quite sure. Somewhere in my head, like there are certain people whose vlogs I follow religiously. Marie Forleo, for example, I watch every week. Denise Stuffield Thomas, I absolutely love her. And in my head I was like, yes, I want my vlog to be like their vlogs. I want my vlog to be, you know, like absolute shiny perfection. But you see, the thing with these people who I watch all the time is if you go back to the beginning, right to the start when they first started releasing videos, they weren't all perfect and pretty and shiny when they first started. They, you know, they dropped the camera and you know, they were recording it off the camera on their laptop, and the picture was wonky, and you know, it wasn't in focus sometimes, and the sound was awful. And you know, there are people whose vlogs I covet, who I, you know, borderline idolise. And if you actually go back and look at the beginning, you realise that they didn't start out like that. Stop expecting it to be perfect right out of the gate. It's not going to be. It doesn't have to be. Nobody expects it to be. And really, the God's honest truth, nobody cares. I know, it's shocking to say it out loud, isn't it? But nobody cares. If you are not perfect, most people won't even notice, because the things that you find the most worrying, the things that bother you the most, the things that you think, oh, I really can't do this until this has happened, or until I've got this, or I've done this. Those things are things that only exist really in your head. They're mind monkeys, they're mind monsters, they're these nasty little thoughts that they creep in and they make us feel awful. They really do. They're not imaginary, they are real to you, but to the rest of the world, they don't even know about them. They don't know about these awful little things that happen inside your head that tell you, you can't do this, you're not ready yet. You know, in my case, my big one is and always will be my weight. You can't record videos of yourself while you're fat. But you know what? You can. Everybody has hang-ups, and everybody has things that undermine their confidence, things that make them feel like they're not really going to be able to do something properly. Like, you know, maybe like they don't deserve to do it. Maybe they feel like they're kind of faking it. Like they're not really, you know, one of those people that can vlog, one of those people that can write a book, one of those people that has a business club. It's something that other people do. Successful people, or pretty people, or thin people, or I don't know, white people, black people, gay people, straight people. It doesn't really matter what criteria you put on this. Whoever you are, you will have at least one major hang-up which is stopping you from doing things, and you will have a million little tiny things that also stop you. And the crux of the issue isn't the fact that you are overweight, or inarticulate, or can't write a perfect first draft, or don't have all the gadgets and gizmos to make things do exactly what you want them to right now. The crux of the issue is that you're aiming for perfection, and perfection is just not achievable. It's a lie. Perfection is a lie. Perfection is a lie we tell ourselves, because in our heads we want things to be a certain way, and in our heads, when we look at other people who we admire, we see them as perfect, and we only see the outside, we only see what they show us, we only see a very, very shallow part of the whole that is them. And if you could crawl inside their heads, I guarantee you would find all these little mind monsters running around and screaming at them and saying very, very similar things. Striving for perfection, you're just in your own way. That's all it is. Perfectionism is just standing in your own way. So, if you have a goal for this year, whatever it might be. Think about it realistically. Set yourself manageable, achievable goals rather than shiny, shiny, pretty, never ever ever going to get there goals. Because when you set yourself perfect goals, all you do is set yourself up for failure. And that's bullshit, because you're not a failure, you're just trying to do something that's impossible. I was meant to have had a weekly video out for you every week without fail since last August, and it just never happened. And the reason it never happened was because I was hell-bent on it being absolutely perfect, and there was no plausible way it was ever going to be. And yet, here I sit. Is it perfect? No. Will it do? Yes. And, you know, to be perfectly honest, it's not nearly as bad as it could have been. Could have been so much worse. Right. Let me know what your goals are. I would absolutely love to hear them. So if you've enjoyed this video, do please comment below, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to my brand snazzy new YouTube channel. See you next week. Bye!